right, guys. Hey, that was Dane Acker. Big thanks to Dane for joining us. But now it's time to go down in the bus leagues. Again, sponsored by Premier Properties. A big thanks to them. Go to swdallasrealty.com. That's swdallasrealty.com or 972-298-4000 is their phone number. It's linked on the website there. You can go to them. If you got any questions about your real estate needs, just give them a call. They're your Main Street realtor. That was great.
Yeah, no,
what a great kid.
Yeah, and we say it every time. They're all great kids. They really are. And but I'm excited about him, and I know one of our listeners wanted some stuff on Dane. So hope you're happy, my man. And man, he's. I'm telling you, these Rangers are just gushing over him. So I don't know where he's going to start. We kind of talked about it. I'm sure he wants to start in Frisco, but I don't know what will happen there because again,
they're so thick right now.
Look, you're going to have
Rocker and Ladder may be in Frisco.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you may have let's say you have Dunning, Otto, Reagans. Although one of those three is definitely making the team, especially if Odorizzi kind of banged up. But okay, so you're gonna have two of those three,
right?
You're gonna have Cole Winn probably. You're gonna have potentially Jack Leiter, Cody Bradford. Where do you put Cody Bradford? He pitched a full season at Double-A. So that's five. That's five. You need a sixth. All right, you can get a sixth pretty easy. I'm sure we're overlooking somebody. And then
Zach Kent.
Zach Kent, sure. You're going to have to piggyback guys,
yep.
Because they're going to be short. They aren't going to go out and throw six there for their first time, seven their first time out. Spencer Howard might be there. So, I mean, there's just a lot of arms that deserve to be at AAA, and you got to figure out how to do it.
Right.
And then, the Double-A, what Dane, Rocker, maybe they make Leiter go back and
Ricky Vanasco's ended at Double-A.
Tim Brennan, funny man Tim Brennan apparently. And what about TK Roby? TK Roby didn't do anything wrong at Hickory?
No, he did not.
And they love him too. So
Ricky's back on. I've heard some good things about Ricky this year. I know Velo was down a little bit last year. That was his first real full step from Tommy John.
Yeah,
but I've heard this year he's looked great.
Sure, and he pitched well in the B game the other day. There's an abundance of arms, which a lot of it will work itself out.
Right.
There will be trades,
yes.
At some point, maybe in July if the Rangers are in contention,
right,
in the off season. But we're focused on 2023, which is a month away, and you're trying to figure out where to put all these guys. So it's gonna be interesting, and it may look unorthodox. It may be 3 innings of Spencer Howard, and then 3 innings of
Zach Kent. Yeah,
Zach Kent or Cody Bradford, and then 1-1-1. To get through the rest of the game. But
sure,
that's just kind of where they're at, and there's going to be good relievers at AAA that probably last year would have made this team, and definitely 2 years ago would have made this team. It's a position this team hasn't been in for a while to have this kind of depth, and it's kind of crazy.
It would just be so great to sit in that room and watch them try to make those decisions.
And speaking of Zach Kent, he's walking by right now.
Yep, there he is.
But I
would love to sit right there while they have that discussion, just to be a fly on the wall and watch how they come up with those decisions.
Sure.
They were obviously not going to do that to any of the media. So, but that is like when you want to be a fly, that's what I want to see. Those decisions, roster decisions on the big league level.
Yeah.
I mean, I would love to watch that someday.
Yeah.
But we're talking minor league stuff now. We had alluded to it at the beginning about Sebastian Walcott. Guys, watch the YouTube channel. I'm going to get some more of him today, obviously, or this weekend. He is a big kid. He looks good. But Anthony Gutierrez, that's the first time I've seen him in person.
Yeah.
I may have seen him last year, but I didn't pay as much attention.
He wasn't.
He wasn't here when we got there?
I don't think he was here when we were here. He came later in camp. But yeah, I mean, he's filled out a little bit. I saw him in the summertime, and I'm guessing that anybody
you're talking about
Gutierrez. I'm guessing that anybody who's here in the summer is going to be losing weight because it's hot and they're working out in the heat. But he looks like he filled out a little bit.
He was here.
Last summer. Yeah, when I came here to see Josh Young last summer.
Oh, that's your last summer. Okay,
Gutierrez was here, and anyway, he was big.
Yeah, he played for the ACL.
He looks a little broader. He's filling up the jersey a little bit better.
He's going out to down east. He's going to start the season.
He'll start down east with that group that includes Morobel or Morobel. I always mispronounce the dang thing.
Another name that they're hound.
Glider Figueroa, Daniel Cueva. That group will probably all be in down east. I don't know. Those last three finished in down east. So
you think Sebastian goes back and just does?
Yeah, he will debut in the Dominican. But he'll probably be in Arizona before the season's out. Would be my guess. Yeah,
still young, 16, 17. He's 16 now.
Yeah. So. But he does have a little advantage. It is a culture shock. I mean, he's from the Bahamas, but he speaks fluent English. The English is spoken in the Bahamas, so he won't have to adapt to that. I'm not saying that's going to accelerate his timeline, but it might make things a little bit easier for him. Yeah. Plus, he's getting a little sense of surprise right now. He's been here since February 24th.
Yeah.
So he's getting a lay of the land. He'll understand it. He'll understand the complex. He'll know the guys he's going to be living with.
Sure.
So it's kind of breaking him in, but he will be starting the Dominican.
Yeah. But man, now we know why.
Yeah.
I mean, look, you hear scouts know more than we do. So they go out and they rave on this guy. All the major national publications talked about what a good signing the Rangers had in this kid. But seeing him in person, now look, that doesn't mean anything, the way he looks in person. We've seen that so many times. I remember as a kid, there was a guy named George Wright who played for the Rangers. This was a specimen of all specimens. Yeah. He was a switch hitter. Looked like that he didn't have an ounce of body fat on him, who could not hit. When he did hit, he could hit it a long way, but he could not hit. He was the big star that was going to be everything and nothing. But I tell you right now, for 16 years old, standing around these kids out there, he is definitely noticeable.
Sure, and right now there's some, they're all here. So the draft picks from last year who barely played, if they played at all, they're here in camp, and now that some of the big leaguers, the guys who are in big league camp, the non-roster internal invitees, they've been moved out. So we saw Jack Leiter and Kumar Rocker yesterday, and Cody Bradford also. So it's pretty interesting how it seems like they kind of alternate between young guys and old guys, afternoon and morning. Kind of like Dane was saying, he's going out this afternoon. So
right.
Anyway, it's a fun time, minor league camp. It's interesting. They do so much more work on the fundamentals than the big leaguers do. Not that the big leaguers don't work on fundamentals, but I mean, this is like basic. You would think basic stuff, fundamental stuff, just trying to get it down, and why not? But there are some guys I'm looking forward to seeing in action. I think interleague games start this weekend. Inter squad games start this weekend.
Start Saturday and Sunday.
And as Dane said, Monday they open up against the Royals, so he'll be pitching one of those games. They'll run 4 games, and I think they'll run 4 at a time, AAA, AA, high and low A, and it'll be interesting to see how.
So they have 3 backfields they can play games.
They have 4 backfields. I mean,
that's right.
They'll keep them going, and now some of them may go to the Royals side. Like some days AA and AAA travel to play the Mariners, and
the Royals is just walking over to those.
And the Mariners send their guys, their low A and high A guys over here, and they play. So it'll be I would think that we'll be able to find Dane Acker and watch him pitch on Monday. But I'll be curious to see who else is pitching Monday, because that might give you an indication where they're pitching. And if Jack Leiter were to start the AAA game,
we need to get some video of that.
Yeah. But I mean, it might give you a rough idea of what they're thinking on who's going to be going where. Right. But then again, like we just talked about, with all the depth, you really may not know until the rosters are set. The AAA team Round Rock opens play on the 1st. They have a little bit longer schedule at AAA now, and then Frisco and everybody else opens the next week.
Next week. Okay.
anyway,
we'll be out, and I will be out at Media Day for Frisco. I usually run out there. I don't know if you're coming out, but it's close to me.
Depends on when it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's usually during the day. But the team is announced, they get out there, and it's a pretty fun day. So I'll have some good video. I got some good stuff last year from there.
Yeah. Now, if it's like April 3rd is a Monday, I'm flying to Augusta, Georgia on the 4th, going to the Masters on the 5th for one day, and then I'm coming home the 6th. So, I think they might open the 6th or 7th. That's a Thursday or Friday. But anyway.
So you may not be there, but I'll be there.
Yeah. Rangers Today will be there. Rangers Today, $5.99 a month, $35 for 6 months, $60 for the year. We have a founder's plan for 200. And we were asked yesterday by our man Boo, what does 200 get us? And I didn't have a good answer. It was originally created to give people who have small businesses advertising opportunities. But so we kind of settled on, why don't you just come in and watch us tape a show?
Sure, absolutely.
And, if we're able to go out and do a road show sometime, and come on out and
we've got the stuff to set that up.
Hang out with us, and maybe we'll bring a cooler of beer or something and have a good time.
Absolutely.
But, yeah. So anyway, there are a lot of ways to get Rangers Today access, a lot of different price levels. And really, I mean, the best deal is the $60 for the year. I mean, it's $5 a month.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely. Yeah.
We are feeling the effects of inflation, but we are not raising our prices.
Absolutely.
We've been that way since day one, which I believe was June 28th of 2021, and that's the way it's going to be. So anyway, sign on. It's a good time to do it. The big league team is much improved. There's a lot of reasons to be excited about that. The farm system is one of the best in baseball. MLB.com loves the Ranger system. More so than Baseball America. It's kind of interesting how it can go from industry publication to industry publication. But we had Jim Callis on last year, and what was that, September or October, and he raved about the system and said that the Rangers top 10 might be the best. It was the best in most complete in baseball. I'm sure our Orioles fans might disagree with you, but that's Jim saying that. So anyway, this is a talented group. It's an exciting time, and we cover everything.
Yeah,
we do cover the minor leagues. We cover the minor leagues hard. I mean, we have the majority of our guests are from the minors. It's harder to get big league guys on if their schedule and our schedule and how it works out, but
we're going to do stuff for the big leagues.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And ask the big leaguer for your kids.
That's right.
That's
right. We're working on getting access to Rangers highlights and minor league highlights, so we can put together plays of the week, plays of the month, stuff like that. And even maybe sometime do a show that is dedicated to the minor leagues. That's something else that we've discussed.
Well, this bus league segment right now, which is nice and what we're doing and all that, but during the season, it's kind of fun because I break down what each team did for the week, who was the star each week, and if you hadn't kept up with your minor league stuff, that this guy went, this guy was the player of the week here who did that, or what pitcher did what.
Right.
And we can highlight some of the names and we'll throw some stats out there and kind of tell you where they're at. We do that every show. Yep. And during the season, it's a lot more fun because there's stuff there. Yeah. This crowd here is just, listen to the applause. All of y'all give me an applause out there. Let's hear it.
Oh, wow. What a crowd.
What a crowd. Yeah, it's just amazing how many there are here. Oh, they just, in unison, they just cut it off.
Well, I kind of waved my fingers.
Oh, that's it. That's how it works. Listen, I think that's the end of this one.
Yeah.
We may try to get another one out here before the end of the weekend. We'll see. Like I said, it's not from it's from scheduling. These guys are going.
Yeah. And we'll see what we can do. We'll be able to. There are breaks in the schedule and guys who are playing and who aren't playing.
We may not get this set up again.
Yeah, we may not get this room. We may have to go to a radio booth or find somewhere else to do it, but I don't think it's going to be that hard.
That's it. Guys, listen. Again, thanks for joining us. Premier Properties, thanks again for sponsoring us. And like I say at the end of every one of these shows, until next time, we'll see you at the yard.
Roxo Media House.